I'm concerned that they may not be in a position to buy a home, a condo, or anything because they're so busy paying off their student debt. I'm really concerned about that. And then I'm concerned about that 30 to 45-year-old group who finally got it. They know where they want to go, and they're strapped with debt because from 18 to 30, no one explained credit card debt. No one explained, how important it is to invest in the place that you live. No one explained that, education, if you're going to get an education, be careful of the debt that you're getting yourself into because of that education. Right? So I'm concerned about those things. I'm concerned about the 45 to 60-year-olds who are being pushed out of their jobs because the big companies don't want to pay them, their retirement, their pensions, and all of that. I'm concerned about that. And the fact that some people between those ages don't think they can reinvent themselves. Yeah. Right? And I'm concerned about the 60-year-olds to 90 or 100-year-olds who are who think they're trapped because they may not have saved for their future. They may not have saved for their retirement. I'm concerned about that because you can reinvent yourself at any age. You can decide you want to be someone else at any age, so we bring on the experts. That's why I do this, because it gives me a platform to help everyone that wants to be helped. I'm concerned about something we talked about briefly, that, the attention span of a person is about 15 seconds. I'm concerned about that because if your attention span is 15 seconds, how are you possibly going to learn how to take care of yourself? It's going to take longer than 15 seconds. So I'm concerned that if I don't wow you in 15 seconds, you may not listen to a show that may have something for you that could change your life, that could help you evolve into the person that's inside you've always wanted to be. I'm concerned about that. So that's what we talk about. I'm concerned about small businesses, the people who have the courage to start their own business. Everyone sitting at this table is a small business. We have Elizabeth and Paul, they're videographers, they're a small business. We have Jennifer, she's a branding expert, expert in her field. She's a small business. We have Ed, he's a small business, right? And you also, Nathan, you're a small business. You have an organizing business. I'm a small business. I have a mortgage business. I have the radio show and other ventures that I've become involved in. I'm concerned that small businesses need to be heard. I'm concerned that there aren't a lot of platforms that will allow a small business to come in without charging them to advertise their business. When small business is the backbone of America, right? And it's because we employ each other, right? And we encourage each other and keep each other going. And so that's the premise of my show, because creating and building wealth is a lifestyle that we choose or choose not to participate in. And a lot of people choose not to participate because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I think, this is just me, but I think that by bringing people on the show that can help enlighten us in all areas of finance and in all areas of wealth building, I think that if we listen long enough, we might hear one thing that inspires us enough to do something about it, to change our circumstance ourselves, because we have the power to do that. So that's what this show is about. This show is about my concerns.
Well, it is, but it's also
it's all about me.
Absolutely. But I think at its core, I think everybody sitting at this table feels the same way. We all believe in creating financial freedom.
Yes.
Because that gives you the ability to choose.
That's right.
You're not at the whim of a corporation. You're not at the whim of somebody who could care less about you. You're just a number on their bottom line.
That's right.
I feel that that's just a way of reclaiming your own power, not only in your life, but in society in general. When he who has the money makes the decisions. And I firmly believe if you build up enough small businesses, we'll see a shift in this country.
Right.
So I think at the core of it, I would say, yes, in addition to wealth building, it's about creating financial freedom for people so that they can have the lives that they want to have.
That's right.
Not live lives that they're trapped in.
Exactly.
Because they don't have better choices. And it just really circles back, and I'm a big advocate, education.
Education.
Decisions, and that's why I think it's so awesome that you've created this platform where you bring experts that people maybe wouldn't have access to or are just too ashamed to call.
Right.
People have a lot of stuff, as I like to call it, around their finances. It's almost as bad as a dentist or bad lighting in a dressing room.
That's right.
You know? Like, no one wants to talk about this thing, which is such a shame because it's such a huge part of the quality of the life that you can lead.
That's right.
You know, whether we like it or not, that's just the reality of the situation. And so to not have power in something that can affect your life so greatly, I think, you know, is kind of a shame. So I'm very proud of you for creating a platform where people can see the light, so to speak, you know, have people to engage and enlighten and teach, you know, all these areas that fit together to construct what your financial life is.
Right. And we've had some great guests on and, you know, great guests coming on, you know, and for small businesses, you know, we have an accountant that comes on and talks about taxes and things like that. We have investment bankers that come on and talk about how to invest your money. We have people come on who are more in the real estate industry, all aspects of real estate, from investing in commercial properties to investing in, you know, just buying homes and creating a space for other people to live, creating a space for yourself to live.
Yeah.
You know, we've had people come on and talk about fear. And we talk about that a lot on this show because a lot of times what separates us from our goals, our aspirations, the things we want to do is fear. You know, and I'm not going to lie, you know, I'm very transparent. Doing this show, I was afraid. I was so scared. I said yes. You know, and that's a testament to, you know, getting past the fears in your life. Say yes, because if the opportunity presents itself, that means at some space in your life, you're ready for it. And what you have to do more than anything is overcome the fear to say yes and move forward. Because people will teach you. I know nothing about social media. Thank God for everyone in this room because they're helping me, teaching me, and supporting me with social media. I knew nothing about photography or videography or any of that. And as far as being organized is concerned, I run 3 businesses. I'm organized in each one, but sometimes they clash into each other. So thank God for Nathan, you know. They don't always blend. Sometimes they clash. So, you know, and fear will stop us from doing the things that we're meant to do, that God created us to do, that someone's waiting for us to do so they can be a part of.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that makes me, I think that's actually the main reason why I'm the happiest to be a part of this team. Well, first of all, obviously, because I love all of you. But the show, in essence, facilitates that exchange of information to where people can kind of like, I don't even mean to say it this way, but kind of sneak online, find the information. Oh,
Right.
yeah, I already knew that.
Right,
And,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they
And-
can go watch a YouTube.
Exactly, because I know for me personally in my own financial journey, there have definitely been moments, and still are moments, where I'm like, gosh, do I really want to ask my life insurance agent this really dumb question? I'm like an idiot. But my life insurance agent is someone that I met kind of from being a part of this world,
Right.
And that's why I love that you have the experts on,
Right.
and they give their contact information and everything so that you can reach out to them.
Right.
You know that they're not going to judge you, and you know that they're
Going to
you know,
help you and
professional
answer your
and they're
questions
experts
professionally.
in their field.
Yeah. When we had the insurance guy on, Mike Burlett, he did. We were silent for a long time because he was scaring the daylights out of us. He was telling us all about, you know, different things that we need to know about insurances. And, you know, when we had Cynthia Tan on, and she was talking about, you know, life insurance and, you know, long-term care and things like that, we didn't know about, you know, or if we knew about, we didn't know in the depth that she brought it to us. And, you know, Natalie coming on and talking about real estate and, you know, the real estate here in LA and how it affects real estate globally, you know, all of that's important. I had the owner of my company come on in mortgage banking, and he was talking a lot about, you know, mortgage rates and different programs that we offer, you know, because being in mortgage banking, you know, you'd say, okay, I want to buy a house. That incorporates a lot. You know, there's different programs, there's different, you know, ways you can qualify, you know, so you want to know a little bit about that, you know, and sometimes people are afraid, like you said, to ask questions. But if you can go to Lunch with the Finance Bunch and subscribe, right?
Yes.
That's plugging the show too. Go there and right. You know, you go there and subscribe. You know, you can find out a little bit about everything. And then you can go to that expert who I had on as a guest and ask them the more detailed questions that have an impact on your life, right?
Yeah.
So as far as the show is concerned, I see it growing. You know, we're growing. You know, oh my goodness, are we growing? Right? We're being made to grow. So pushed out of our comfort zone. Yeah. You know, our credit guy, he's going to do a credit. He's going to do a credit seminar for us at the end of the month, right? So
yeah, so the Lunch with the Finance Bunch is growing arms and legs.
That's right. We're gonna we're growing arms and legs, and we're gonna do our first, you know, public event outside of the studio. You know, and the date is
September
26th at 10 a.m. at Life Kitchen in Culver City. Nice. And we're going to have a credit coach there who will talk to you about, you know, all the things you were afraid to ask about credit, didn't know about credit, didn't know affected your credit, how to improve your credit. You know, he's going to be great. He was on the show, you know, answered questions. That was one of our highlight shows. And so if you want to know more about how you can be a part of that seminar.
Yeah, contact me.
Contact Nathan.
Yeah, just call me or even text me at 323-636-2112 and just say that you want more info on the seminar, and I'll hook you up.
Right. Yeah, because that's going to be really good. A lot of information is going to be given out that day.
That's one of the takeaways that I've had from the show is credit. And
yes.
I've had a few key takeaways for myself being a part of the team and you having the experts on, where I've been able to engage in that. Oh, I'm just going to pretend I already knew that. But I mean, for me, I think the big one, I don't know about the rest of you, but for me, the big one was, I don't know if you all remember Abraham and Yolanda. That was a while back.
Yes.
And they talked about real estate investing. And that's been something I've been interested in for a decent amount of time. And they made it sound so much less intimidating than what I mean, it's work, and and it's it can be complicated, I'm sure, but just the steps to start doing it was empowering to listen to it and feel like, okay, I can do this in this lifetime.
Right. And actually it was one of our shows that I totally enjoyed because I enjoyed the way they explained it. They made it so user friendly, you know, by telling their own story, you know, about how they got into investment properties. And, you know, what that show also gave you a glimpse of is how a partnership works, you know, because, you know, her husband was very conservative and Yolanda is not. You know, she's, you know, fire than aim, and he's aim fire. So between the two of them, you know, it works because she's like, fire, ready, aim, you know. And then he's like, wait, ready, aim, and he might not want to fire, right? Yeah. So the two of them together make a great, you know, working relationship. And they make a great couple, you know, they're a married couple, and they make a great couple because their personalities complement each other. So they were a great couple to have on. Yeah, talking about investment properties. And, you know, all of our past episodes you can see on YouTube. You know, we are on Accelerated Radio. We're here every Friday at noon. And we don't usually have an audience here to watch the show being taped. Today we do have an audience, and it's a very good friend of mine, Ms. Shira Mills. She decided to come, and I wanted to say thank you to her for coming and being a part of our studio audience. Hi, Shira. So, you know, we sit in the studio with our guests, and we put out this information in hopes that, and prayerfully that, you know, people will listen and glean something from it. You know, Accelerated Radio is a great radio station. They've supported me from the beginning. You know, the owners have been patient, supportive, patient and supportive of our show.
And then patient.
And then patient again, right? So thank you to Kevin Nash and Cheryl
and
Branch.
I just also want to encourage the listeners and viewers to interact with us too.
Yeah.
Because, I love the fact that we all come from very different backgrounds.
Completely different backgrounds.
Because it does give us the opportunity to attack this monster of the lack of knowledge, I guess, just in general of financial and wealth building.
Right.
But we also obviously want to hear back from the listeners and from our audience on what they want to know and that sort of thing.